I recorded 0, and of course the thickness is decreasing. Did you notice how my thickness looks? It's decreasing, right? And here I removed my start cap and end cap. I'm not recording the movement of the cap on everything, but at 50, it started to disappear. Yes, 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 at 45, F9 is perfect, okay? And at 76, okay, so I have 776. So it started to disappear. Finally, he removed the cap and it vanished. Removed the start cap and end cap to shape it all. So does this apply to everything? E.g., if I want to do it, can I work on this whole part? No, work on it individually. Then open it to see what's available. The extrude was on the second one. Al-Qasim University e-learning doesn't work in the extrude, so I can't add this to the extrude. It worked with part of the second, but when separated, the first took all features. Notice, I put this shape here. It took the geometry, while this was cut and didn't take features. So you open it here and see what's available. The extrude was, of course, on the second one. Here, Al-Qasim University, e-learning, all of this together is not working in the extrude. So there's not even this that I can add to the extrude. It was working with part of the second one, but when they separated from the first one, it was the first one that took all the features. Did you notice this shape took the geometry, while this one was cut from it and didn't take any features? This is display geometry, a display shape. The geometry is now 3D. It should have height. This is display geometry, a well-known shape. This is 3D geometry. This geometry should have height. It has become a geometric shape. What properties can I hide? The properties aren't specific. Let's check soft selection, but things aren't working in the modifiers. The geometry is now 3D, and I can play with it using the modifiers. So this is geometry, and it should have height. I want to work with it, and this has become a geometric shape. If I take the electronic part here and want to work with it, what properties can I hide from here? Unfortunately, the properties don't have anything specific I can point out. Even at 24 minutes, it wouldn't be nice for us to play in these areas. Let's also check soft selection, but no, things aren't working in the modifiers, so I have a shape. I can tell you about it. Even at 24 minutes, it wouldn't be nice for us to play in these areas. Let's also check soft selection, but no, things aren't working in the modifiers. So I have a shape, F. I have a form. I am supposed to be holding a geometry. Why is this modifier supposed to be here? This is the problem with it. It has a modifier drawn by edit, not on the whole element. The whole element that I am dealing with is not given dimensions here. Why? I can also play with some of the values if I find something useful. So the important thing is that the university is moving this way. It looks nice. We can move the rest in a different way, and we can solve it. We'll take the learning dean with the selection here, and we'll rotate it. It will spin around itself in a way that seems like it's saying goodbye. And distance learning is the same. It will spin around itself quickly towards the other side, like the scene feels a bit chaotic. And it's rushing out of the scene. The electronic part is the same. It stays down a few times like that, moving out quickly. And when I come to see how this is applied, I find that things are like this. Let's turn it on. Of course, Al-Qasim University's thickness decreases after 50. You can notice that things are changing. Let's stop here at 50. After 50, of course, Al-Qasim University's way of hiding has changed. Al-Qasim University is coming down with me from above. It came down with me from above, but its cap is not there. And that's affecting this part. I mean, it's supposed to be here in Al-Qasim University, which I selected. I selected Al-Qasim University. Sorry, at 50, the movement I made in the modifier when I went to the text itself and played around with some areas that are there. I can even increase the thickness here to make it look nicer. Here you'll see its thickness increases during the movement. And here there was a cap present. The cap is here. And the work went like this. We also played around. With the render enable part, in the extrude, we ensured the cap is not present. Unfortunately, that part of the cap, if left unchanged, wouldn't be affected in the animation. The amount turning red decreases when the parameters come back. It moved differently, and it didn't disappear. Its height seems to drop, but the cap is affected, segments are affected. Now we have a nice film from the camera or layer. In the extrude, we made the cap absent, affecting everything. If left, it wouldn't affect animation. The red part affects animation. Moving on. The red part is the amount, which decreases. When parameters return, it moves differently, not disappearing but decreasing. Its height drops, affecting the cap, segments, parameters, and checkbox. We have a nice film from the camera or layer. Initially, from the layer, hit F10 to see the situation. Pull active time, render highlight, force to side, and output a video. This file will be AVI for PowerPoint. Then, output the second AVI from yesterday and save. This should be faster. When Kasim returned, it created a different motion than before. And it didn't vanish, but its amount decreases as it moves. Now, we have a nice film to take from the camera or layer. I pull active time from the layer, render highlight, force to side, and output a video. This video is an AVI file for PowerPoint. Then, I output my second AVI from yesterday and save. This should be faster. Let's go. Render starts, tick, 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 taking all. It's on frame 1. Now the second, and I'll see how my situation will look. I pull the active time from the layer, take render highlight and force to side and say, I want to output a video. This video is a file, and this file will be an AVI type video so I can put it in my PowerPoint. After that, I'll see what I'm going to do and output my second AVI from yesterday and say save. This should be faster. I say, okay, take it as it is. So I'm standing on render, ready to click render. I say, let's go. The render will start running. Tick, tick, tick. It will take them all. Right now it's on frame number 1, and now it's on the second frame. And so the frames come one after the other. It's like a title sequence. So everyone who's working, for example, should really, if we're in e-learning, do this in a more advanced way, like adding materials and textures. We're working in editing programs without lighting, just sound. And we adjust things, you know. I'm just showing you this as an overview, naturally. The rendering that we see in front of us takes time. If there is light or material, it takes time for tools. The camera does not affect the rendering time because the camera is exactly like the viewboard. Why doesn't the camera affect it? It's like it's holding a vision. It's like something you see with, not material. What slows down the speed with Sabdi is the material that we have, the patterns, and all of this stuff. What I want to tell you while we wait for this to finish is that at the end of the day, 3D Max is a new area of research. To learn 3D Max, we spend a lot of hours and get multiple certifications. For instance, the light alone has its own certification and hours. So if I open this browser, for example, I had training courses here. I had 3D Max here. The Autodesk Center, you know, I remember I wanted to check out Maya with you guys and explore its features and functionalities. So let me stick to Maya for now. Autodesk, my courses, I mean, I've taken the Autodesk certifications to gain a deeper understanding.